exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the Water Juice channel. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It is finally time. We've gone through an entire college football season and one game remains. The only game that matters. The rest of the college football schedule, the rest of the Buckeyes schedule does not matter. Because there's one game left in front. The Big Ten Championship doesn't matter. The college football playoff doesn't matter right now. All focus is on the game. And if you guys try and tell me that there's a better rivalry than Ohio State and Meat Chicken, you are wrong. You can have your Alabamas and your Auburns. Those are nice. You can have your Oklahoma and your Texas. You can have your USC, UCLA. You can have all those rivalries. Those are all good rivalries. But there is a reason that this is called the game. It's not just called Ohio State, Michigan. It's not just called Buckeyes versus Wolverines. It's not just called a rivalry game. It's called the game. Because it matters more. Throw out the records. It doesn't matter. Because when these two teams play, it's about to get real. So, I understand if you guys don't fully comprehend the significance or the overwhelming, just the overwhelmingness of this rivalry. I couldn't really think of another word there. But that's all right, because you weren't born into. I came out of the fetus. I came out of the fetus. I came out of the womb hating Michigan. I was a fetus. I came out of the womb hating Michigan. If Michigan's whole entire program just burst into flames and ceased to exist, that would be cool. I'd be okay with that. If their basketball program just everybody got into an accident and broke all their legs, I would be okay with that. Then they'd have to shut down the basketball program. If they shut down the football program too, that's cool. I mean, I don't really care about their swimming or their water polo or their soccer program or their anything else. That doesn't matter. Their basketball and their football is what matters, and I hate them both. So it's time. It's time. And this year, last year's game was canceled because of everything that was going on in the world last year in 2020. So we didn't play this game last year, so it's been 2 years since this game was played. Michigan has not beaten Ohio State in 10 years, I'm pretty sure. I think it's been since 2012, maybe 2011, possibly, is when the last time Michigan beat the Buckeyes. So there's a little bit of dominance in this series on Ohio State's side, and I'm not going to lie to you. I am a little bit scared of this Michigan team. I usually don't say that. Usually I just overlook their team because they're not good. Jim Harbaugh is a bad football coach, at least at Michigan he is, and they never really have a quarterback. Their defense is always kind of good, but never enough to keep up with the Buckeyes, and their offense really never does anything. But this year's different. This year feels different. They've got an actual decent quarterback in Cade McNamara. Their offense actually moves the football. He doesn't really turn the ball over a whole lot. He makes some big plays, and he's very smart with the football. And on defense, Aiden Hutchinson is a demon. He is a madman, a great pass rusher, probably a lock first-round pick, maybe even a top 15 pick in the NFL draft. So I'm scared about him bringing pressure off the edge because we know how inconsistent in recent games this Ohio State offensive line has been. Mainly, not inconsistent in allowing pressure, but inconsistent with keeping a clean game, like penalties and stuff. So If the Buckeyes, I, I don't want to say this, but I feel like it's true. If the Buckeyes lose this game, it probably isn't because they lost to the better team, because Ohio State clearly is the better team. But if the Buckeyes lose this game, it's most likely going to be because they beat themselves with penalties and just mistakes, throwing interceptions, turnovers, fumbles, just like they just beat themselves, basically. I don't think there's a way, at least that I can't process, a way where Michigan legit straight up just beats Ohio State. There's got to be something involved. There's got to be maybe some penalties go against Ohio State or some turnovers go against Ohio State. Something's got to happen to where the Michigan team gets all the momentum and all the advantages. That's going to be the only way they can truly beat Ohio State, because just straight up talent for talent, there's nobody, unless you're in Alabama or you're a Georgia, that really competes with the Buckeye talent. I mean, CJ Stroud's the front runner for the Heisman right now. He needs to have a great game against Michigan to keep that momentum going. There's not really a lot of running backs that compete with TreVeyon Henderson. When TreVeyon Henderson's at his best, he is probably one of, if not the best running backs in the country. There is no wide receiver core that's better than the Ohio State wide receiver core. Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Garrett Wilson alongside all those other guys like Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., Julian Fleming. I mean, there's so much talent there, you can't even name all of them. So, though that wide receiver core is the best in the country, the offensive line is the best in the country when they're playing, when they are actually trying to play. So, you can't beat that. The defensive line's not the best in the country, but it is probably top 5 in the country. And the linebackers, we all know how this, we've talked about it all season. How this defense is spotty and very inconsistent at times. They've played better in recent weeks, and they need to have their best game of the season tonight, or today, I guess. I shouldn't say tonight because it's in about an hour. So they need to have their best game of the season. They need to play lockdown coverage, and Denzel Burke needs to shut down everybody. He needs to play amazing defense. Their safeties need to play great defense. Their whole defense just needs to play great, because this Michigan team, I know they don't seem like it because they don't put up a ton of points, but they can be kind of explosive every once in a while. They've got some nice weapons on the edge. So, I don't know. It just feels different than other games, because I feel like this Michigan team is probably one of the better teams they've had in the past decade. So, I'm a little bit scared, but I still think the Buckeyes are going to win. And I think they're going to win pretty big, because I think at some point the fact that they have so much more talent on their offense is going to eventually just take over. So I think final score of this game is Ohio State 45, Michigan 27. That is my final score. I think it's close for about 2.5, 3 quarters. It's back and forth, and then Buckeyes just take off in the fourth quarter. Ryan Day puts the gas all the way down to the floor, and boom, they strike. Maybe it's back-to-back touchdowns on quick play drives, and it just avalanches from there. So 45-27 is my final score for the Ohio State-Michigan game. Obviously, Ohio State wins. I do want to talk about really quickly what's going to happen on the channel after college football season is over. So this is the final game of the regular season. So I will do my recap of the Ohio State-Michigan game tomorrow on Sunday. And then next week, I can't remember. Next week is possibly the Big Ten championship game if Ohio State wins. If they don't win, then we won't cover the Big Ten championship game. But if Ohio State wins this game, I need to get that negative energy. When Ohio State wins this game, we will cover the Big Ten championship game whenever that is. If it's next Saturday, then we'll do that. If it's a week after, I can't remember if it's 2 weeks after, if it's a week after. Whatever it is, we'll cover it. And then when the Buckeyes win the Big Ten championship, then we will cover the college football playoffs. Obviously, I'll do a video on the final rankings, like the final top 6, I guess. We'll talk about. I'll make a video on that, and then when the actual playoffs come in January, then we will talk about that. But in the meantime, to fill all that, it's just going to be other videos, maybe talking about stuff going on in the NFL or just random things that I find and think that's interesting to talk about. So be on the lookout for all that. But I just wanted to let you know what kind of is going to happen after college football is done. It's going to be the same thing that happens when the NFL starts to wrap up. We still got a lot of time in the NFL season, so those days are going to be still pretty full of content. So I hope you guys do enjoy. I want to let you know that tomorrow's video is only going to go one of two ways. There's only two ways it could go. One, Buckeyes win, and I'm super excited, super happy because Buckeyes beat Michigan again. Or two, and this is the worst option, and I might be in trouble. If Michigan wins this game, then tomorrow's video is going to be a very, very different vibe, and I don't know, it may only be like a 2-second video. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. This game is going to be incredible. It is going to be intense. It is the greatest rivalry in all of sports. It is the game. So I hope you guys are ready. Get your popcorn out and buckle in because it's going to be a ride. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.